Brand development due diligence affects so many industries, including education. My work and passion have intersected with the niche market of micro schools. This market is so niche, I felt it was necessary to have a chat with Jeannette Eastin, the founder of RefoundEd. Hello, Jeanette. Can you tell us about RefoundEd and how you're helping schools get started and expand?
Hi, it's so great to have this chat with you, Arley. It is definitely a niche market. It's very new to people. Essentially, Refound Ed was born because a lot of the top educators started to walk away from the legacy public school systems that people all know and wanted to build their own because they were really motivated to create, motivated by passion and just motivated to do better by our children moving forward. And so they started very small, building schools. Over the last 4 to 5 years, we started with a lot of learning pods. Some people may have heard of this, some people may have not. Essentially, it is a 1 to 5 ratio. So think like home daycare, but instead of care for small children, it's education based and it's for school age children. And a lot of educators started that with a 1 to 5 ratio. And as these groups became more popular, some of these homeschool co ops, parents wanted more consistency and more long term options. So we found that micro schools started to become popular. So micro schools are more than one learning pod. So essentially, like a 2 to 10 ratio or a 3 to 15 ratio or 4 to 20 ratio so that you put multiple pods together, almost like multiple classrooms. And then the evolution from that, if things started to become more popular and they started to evolve, next thing you know, educators started registering as private schools, which would allow to adjust the numbers and increase those numbers to help with expansion and that kind of thing. Although, even though we can increase our numbers, a lot of educators to keep the numbers around 1 to 8, 1 to 10, so that we can still keep that personalized experience because our kids really need that. So some educators did not want to necessarily create a school, but maybe a specific program type. Or maybe there's some industry leaders, maybe engineers that wanted to start programs and teach children. So education is evolving in all these different directions. And I thought, hey, we need to digitize. So let's create this marketplace so that we can connect the parents that are searching and the educators that are searching for these families to create a better learning experience for their kids.
Oh, I love that idea. Because I do see the evolution in education. And I think that's very important. And I think you're very smart to see this, to recognize the evolution, but also have a place where people can go to so they can establish your schools.
Going through those chats and all the social media, it's not really effective and it's very time consuming. So we needed a better way.
Oh, I get that. So, what are the biggest challenges schools facing today when it comes to finding and setting up the right learning spaces?
There's a lot of initially, all of us were doing entrepreneurship for the first time. We are coming across obstacles, not only as from a business lens, but something that came up that I originally didn't expect was some obstacles and messiness around properties.
Ah,
Because when you're starting within your home, a 1 to 5 ratio, that's very simplistic and basic. The complexity starts to increase when they start to evolve because then they were purchasing properties or things were coming up that were huge surprises and came with very large price tags. And we
mhm.
thought, okay, there needs to be a better way and we need support. So here we are working together, and I'm so glad that we have people like you that see the benefit of this niche market because this is one gap that we need to improve on.
Speaking of working together, how can collaborating with education experts early in the process help schools prevent common mistakes and achieve success quickly?
It's about coming together. When you collaborate with others and when you take a workshop, all the information ultimately for everything can be found on the internet. The internet is a vast pool of knowledge, but it is too vast. And we want to shortcut the distance from point A to point B so that they can become more successful sooner and they can focus on what matters most, the kids. You can streamline that process by because you don't know what's true, what's not. People, their information online that is not exactly what it should be, and there's also loopholes that could be brought to our attention, and working as a collective and co-creating and collaborating. You cut out all the minutia, you get to the meat and potatoes, and you have that network of people because you need others to work together. We can never get anywhere alone. And I think that there are some price tags. A lot of educators going into this, because they came from public systems or government type systems, they don't understand that, or they struggle to initially understand that you do have to, for lack of a better reference, pay to play. But it's all a time versus money. Are you capable of doing independently? Sure. But does it help to have other people help and participate in each other's growth? I think there's a lot more benefit there.
Yeah, I think it's vital to have your team, your groups to move forward. Like you said, we're looking at the kids. We're looking at the kids' education and the well-being, and that's where we want to focus. We definitely need the support to make it happen.
That's amazing. It's been a very interesting, messy road. Arlie, we need your help. What are the most important real estate and zoning issues educators should know before choosing a property?
That's a fantastic question. For educators looking to start or expand a school, understanding zoning regulations is essential. Zoning determines what kind of activities happen on the property. It's important to know if the property you're eyeing allows for educational uses and if any zoning or various change requests are needed. Additionally, factors like land use restrictions or building codes or future development plans in the area can impact your plans. Doing thorough due diligence upfront helps avoid costly surprises down the road and ensures your school can grow sustainably.
That is so true. It can mean the difference between spending tens of thousands or 1 or 2,000 just to get your due diligence.
Yeah, planning is important.
How can working with a real estate expert like you save schools time, money, and future headaches?
We talked about having a team and working together and partnering with an experienced land development professional streamlines the process from start to finish. I help you navigate complex zoning bylaws, conduct detailed marketing evaluations, and access development potential. So you don't have to waste time or money on properties that aren't a good fit. Plus, identify potential challenges like rezoning hurdles or land use restrictions, which means fewer surprises later. My goal is to make your property journey smooth, strategic, and confident so you can focus on what matters most, building a thriving, unique learning community.
Oh, I love that. If an educator wants to start a school, how can they connect with you for advice and support?
Oh, that's easy. Educators can reach out to me directly through my website or social media. I offered personalized consultation to discuss your vision, review potential properties, and guide you through zoning and development options. Whether you're just getting started to explore or if you're ready to move forward, let's build a solid and informed foundation. You
Thank
know
you.
what, Jeanette?
Mhm.
I really enjoy having these conversations, and I learned so much from you. It's funny, we're talking about education, but I'm learning so much from you regarding Refound Ed and the foundation and where you want to build it and how you're helping teachers and students. I really appreciate your vision.
And I thank you for all the life savings. I have called Arlie with panic and, oh no, I have an educator. These are the problems. What are we going to do? And thank you for always having a calming presence amidst all the drama that's emerged. It's really great to be able to just have someone who can calm the situation, look at it from a lens that's outside of our industry, but is there are so many moving parts that people didn't originally think, even insurance and all these factors.
Yeah,
And it's and as we grow, it you can't go from 10 kids to 150 kids. You there are so many things to consider and to be,
steps.
oh yeah, and to work together. Also, if anybody wants to reach myself, you can go to refounded.ca or Refound Education on our social medias. and info@refounded.ca. So REFOUND. And we look forward to connecting and helping you solve your day to day problems so you can focus on your passions.
Yes. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, you can go to arlica.com. You see it right here. Or you drop into my social media at Arley Green, and we'll definitely connect.
Thank you, everyone.
And I'm looking forward to having more conversations with you, Jeanette.
Absolutely.
Okay, take care.
Bye.